Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another Lockdown Live. This thing has been going quite well, I would say. Been getting some really good feedback, and I'm really enjoying chatting to all these different and interesting people. And today is no different. I'm going to be chatting to probably one of my very best friends, Dan Edwards, and a connection of his called Ryan Shatelma. Am I saying that correct? We'll get that from them. But the two of them have joined up and made a little company in South Africa called BTS South Africa. And basically what it is, BTS stands for behind the scenes. They would go on photo shoots, film shoots, big productions, and they would shoot behind the scenes. They basically go out there and film and photograph what nobody gets to see. The other guys putting the costumes on, the makeup, the lights, the cameras, and all those kind of things. So that's quite interesting. I think we can get some really good info from the two of them and just talk a bit of crap along the way. I know I've known Dan for a good couple of years, and I feel like I know Ryan already from all the chatting to Dan about him. Seems like our love relationship has shifted a little bit, but anyway, that's fine. I can share. So yeah. They should be on in the next 2 minutes, and the poor guys asked if there was any sort of warm-up session before, and I said no. That's why it's called live. We do everything live. We don't fart around. So, right, let's get them on. Okay. Just waiting for them to join in. Right, here we go. Hello. I can't hear you.
Oh, good morning.
There we go.
How's it?
Good, and you?
Never better.
Are you stuck in your toilet?
No, I'm in my bedroom. I've kind of been banished there. If I was in the bathroom, it'd be a lot more exciting.
Where's Ryan?
Ryan is coming. He's fashionably late. He's probably doing his makeup.
We keep
Always good. Always good. Happy to be talking to you face to face as always.
Yeah, haven't done so in a while.
I know. It's going to be the same with Ryan. It's last time we were together, we were actually on set. So, yeah.
Looks like the lockdown has been treating you well. If you have your camera so low, you've got a double chin.
Really? Thanks. I've been training like crazy. It's funny, Ryan bought me this shirt. I swear he thought I was a small because it was a bit on the tight side and I couldn't actually fit into it. Last time I wore it, it felt like a skin suit. I thought I was going to go diving or something.
But we keep the angle where it is, so you don't see the...
No, you won't see my moves, no. This could be awful. This could be off the chart. Wait till Ryan starts.
Oh, my word. So you've been keeping yourself busy?
I've got a 5-year-old that keeps me busy, bud. So it's just like the kids, lockdown. We actually had a virtual drinks with mates last night. And we said, people without small kids have a totally different lockdown experience to people with kids. You know, trying to balance.
It's a lot more relaxing for them.
Afternoon naps for them, like trying to balance careers, jobs, 2 careers in the house, plus entertain kids, plus schoolwork, plus. Oh, and by the way, actually pull out the camera and do something as well. And eat and clean. Yeah.
Well, you've got no idea how busy this whole thing is keeping me. It's to arrange people to come and watch and to come and chat to, and then post it out on social media. make sure I record the audio, transcribe the audio to podcast, upload. It keeps me like, it's at least 4 or 5 hours a day that this keeps me busy with, including the chat.
I mean, at least you've got 3 kids who can keep themselves occupied. I've got one. Kim and I are his sole kind of entertainment. So from 5 in the morning till 7 at night, you've got that. I mean, I swear I'm going to be like Roger Federer.
Yeah, I think your mic is acting up. Either it's pulled out or not.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's a little bit better. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Ryan says, give him a second. He's just doing his hair.
Okay.
So yeah.
Does he know how this?
What's that? Does he know how to do it? No, Shane, poor Ryan, he's working on his wife's Mac because his wife did something really, really intelligent a few weeks ago. Out of the wisdom of her heart, she decided to clean his Mac with window lean, which was fun, especially when he got to a client, turned on his laptop to show them some work he'd been doing, and the screen was blank because the window lean had gone into the connection. So 60 grand repair later.
60.
So,
60.
Yeah, 60. So he's now waiting to buy a new Mac. So yeah, his girlfriend, bless her, she really wanted to clean his Mac. But note to the viewers, do not use window lean on your MacBook screen.
Well, I use window lean, but I spray it onto a cloth first and then I wipe my screen.
Yeah, well, clearly that wasn't the case. So yeah, Shane, Ryan's just asking what the password is. Excuse me. Sorry about this, children.
Have you sent him that link that or the photo I sent you?
Yeah, I have. Hang on. Sorry about this, viewers. Welcome to BTS South Africa. We're totally organized. So, there you go. You can have that now. So so Shane, yeah, Ryan's battling a bit. He's got a really clean Mac, but he's just got a totally black screen. Ah, hello, gorgeous.
Good afternoon.
Ryan, you need to turn on your audio, sweet pea.
Ryan, can you hear?
Oh, there we go.
Ah, now we hear you.
Cool.
Hey.
What's happening?
How's the back?
Jesus, bro. Sitting in this chair is killing me. You guys better talk quickly. I'm holding myself up here.
Shane, bud.
Well, what's wrong with your back?
No, I got some sciatica problem, bro. I've had it for like the last 2 months. So it's like a trapped nerve that's gone all the way from the back of my leg into my back.
Yeah, so it looks like the 3 of us are all on the crutches list by the looks of things with the same problem.
Yeah, I just had a shave.
Yeah. Do you shave? I didn't shave, bro.
Yeah. Nice t-shirt.
It's like a mask.
We got all dressed for work, and here we are.
I can see so. I
know. It's really cool. Lockdown's treated me well. The swore t-shirt that Ryan got me because he thought I was a medium. It's actually fitting quite nicely now.
Is it? Oh, you're fitting into it.
Yeah, I know. At least I ironed mine, but it's fine. Well, I'll let you off. You got a bad back.
Thanks, bro. It's not like I can come there and do anything to you. Give me a second. Close the door.
There isn't many more prettier things than a 6-foot-tall Englishman with no hair.
Yeah, no, I've seen some stuff in magazines that would differ a bit, you know.
You're a comic today. Welcome to BTS South Africa, guys. We spend our entire time on set taking the piss out of each other.
I mean, now we need our humor more than anything. So, well.
Yeah. So, Ryan, where do you stay?
I started in Fish Hook, yeah.
Oh,
In the deep south. Yeah, that's most people's reaction when I say where I live.
It could be worse. It could be Worcester.
Yeah,
can you at least see the ocean? Can you go outside in the morning and breathe some fresh air?
I can smell it some days, but I can't see it. No.
Right, so I think I gave a quick little introduction of what you guys do. Pretty Faces is going to tell everyone exactly what it is that you do.
No, no, go for it, Dan. You can.
Oh,
be
thanks.
good with it.
Really, thank you. You're too kind to me. So basically, we do behind the scenes videography and photography.
For what?
Is that it? Cool. Thanks for the chat, Dion. I'll see you soon.
No, so basically we do everything from stuff like photographers' portrait shoots. We'll do some BTS for them to get them some extra content. We work on photo shoots. We've done quite a few TV commercials, series, movies, basically looking to take BTS photography and videography to the next level in South Africa and then hopefully the globe. So hence the reason we wear black. We kind of blend into the background. We just photograph the real stars kind of doing their thing and capture the whole kind of process, whether it's a couple of hours or 7 days in Ryan's case. So yeah, it's been pretty good. We've met on the set and kind of ticked off, and we've actually had a pretty good season this year. So we were until obviously everything locked down. But yeah, lots of TV commercials, lots of photographer shoots, and lots of kind of still shoots as well.
Yeah. So Ryan, what has been your background before you joined forces with Dan there?
Well, I worked a bit in the fashion industry. Obviously, I assisted a photographer for quite some time, about 5 years. And I'm still kind of in it. I work more on doing like content creation these days, digital content and stuff. So, you know, small videos and things like that. But yeah, I mean, I've been in the, if you want to be legitimate about things. But yeah, I mean, photography has always been a love of mine, you know, since I left school. So it's, yeah, I mean, it's.
You're breaking up a bit there, trying to be.
Yeah, I think it's I'm getting a bit. Did you guys hear me, yeah?
Yeah, we heard most of it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if there's anything you guys want me to clarify, I mean, you know, just go for it. I know it's a bit of an informal chat, but yeah, I've been doing it for about 10 years, you know.
So if you say that you've been assisting a photographer in what kind of shooting with him, just carrying bags and lights and all sorts of stuff, or how did that? How's that?
Yeah, I apprenticed a photographer, and you know, the differences between this and assisting a photographer is you learn things that most people aren't aware of in the industry. Like when it goes to from pre-production meetings to post-production meetings to those kind of things, you know, I'd go into these meetings with the guy and I'd learn the ins and outs of photography, not just picking up the camera and shooting, but, you know, everything else, the logistics behind it, how to deal with clients, how to run a studio, you know, that kind of thing. So yes, I would learn a lot about the technical stuff, about the camera. Yeah, everything else that goes with it, the people, you know, when they go, oh, well, that's a high quote. Why are we? This is one of the reasons, because there's a lot more that goes into photography than just taking the picture, you know? So yeah, that kind of thing, basically.
Okay. And how long have you been doing that, or have you done that before?
Yeah, I did it for like about 4 or 5 years with him. And eventually went on my own. You know, as you go on in things, you don't think that you can do better. You feel like it's your time to attempt these kind of things by yourself. Because yeah, you know, you get older, you can't be an apprentice for the rest of your life. You've got to take the move, and that's one of the hardest things. And even to this day now, I mean, 5 years later, I still feel, you know, not as accomplished as I'd like to be, but I don't like to use the term professional photographer when I'm talking about myself, because I don't feel that I'm there yet. But that's my standard, you know, that I'm, yeah.
I don't think any of us will ever feel like that. There's always something new to be learned and something new that you want to do. It's like Dan, and you've been shooting for video way longer than what Dan and myself has, and so that's a new avenue for us again.
Yeah.
The work that we
video I went into about 2-3 years ago, you know, and it was quite a big jump to make, because it was actually from going, okay, cool, I want to make it in photography, to going, okay, no, wait, let me just quickly try and jump this step and go into video, you know. I still shoot photos, obviously, but as we can all see, video seems to be the way forward.
Yes.
So it's a bit hard to say that to some photographers who will murder me if I say, look, I don't know about stills anymore. But yeah, it is.
Yeah, we both got to wake up a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, like that face there will be very upset.
Hey, listen, I wasn't upset. I got the challenge a few weeks ago where I realised that very quickly on set. So,
yeah, we did kind of throw Dan into the deep end, but then again, that's the way I learned as well. It's a good way to learn, you know.
Yeah. Dan, can you maybe unplug your earphones for a second? I just want to see if it sounds better on this side.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah.
As usual, it's Dan's fault.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. It's all my fault.
Doesn't so in terms of Dan, have you got your audio on somewhere? Or is it one of you guys?
Sorry?
Do
you have audio on like YouTube or something on at the moment?
No, I've got nothing.
No, nothing.
Sorry.
You might hear being beaten or something in a minute, but yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So in terms of this whole Corona thing affecting the film industry in South Africa, what is there that people don't know about how this thing really affected the whole business in Cape Town, from your point of view?
Yeah, Dan, you can go.
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting one for us because we were picking up some real big traction. Literally, we came off of 7 days straight of shooting between various shoots, and we kind of saw it coming. A lot of the guys on like day 3 were saying, it looks like work's starting to be cancelled. And you could start to see the mood on sets was starting to change a bit as more and more jobs were kind of being pushed out. And then literally on the Saturday, we were on a set and it was literally like, I think it was a Monday, Cyril announced the lockdown and guys were literally going, well, that's us done. It literally went from super busy to everybody was getting a bit twitchy to Saturday, like, is the last day of the season. And everybody was on set. So to say it was devastating, I think is an understatement. I know people who literally lost probably 3 months work, literally cancelled, phones ringing off a hook. It was that bad at that point. The season was really just starting to pick up quite nicely for a lot of people. Guys were amped. It had been a bit of a slow start before Christmas and immediately after, and traction was happening. And then it literally was like a car crash straight into a wall. So yeah, to say the effects of Corona on the industry was harsh is pretty much an understatement. I mean, Ryan, would you agree? You're on set with me. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I think it was a bit abrupt, his decision to just cancel everything, and it was the right decision, no doubt. But I think it all took everyone by surprise, even though we knew it was coming. But you go from confirmed bookings, or what we like to call a confirmed booking in the industry, a pencil, to not even having those anymore, or options, not even that. It was just kind of like everything just ended. Mass shutdown. Sorry, freelancers. Basically, like nothing. But these kind of things that we're doing now keeps people going, I guess. I mean, just let Stan shave, and we've got to be positive about the future. And but look, I mean, the thing is that honestly, and jokes aside, I think when we recover from this, not if, the rand's going to be really shit, and people are going to want to start working back here again. Not just because the film crews are good, we're also going to be a lot cheaper, yes. And we're going to be making a lot more money than I think that we did in the last season. All of us, not just behind the scenes in South Africa. I think it's going to be good for everyone.
I think that's a valid point. I mean, the infrastructure in Cape Town, particularly on the film industry, I mean, we've got the film studios, we've got incredibly talented professionals, we've got logistics companies, I mean, Ryan and I work with industry legends on a daily basis when we're on set, from directors to ADs to grips to catering. We're fortunate in Cape Town. So with a rand exchange rate at the minute, I definitely think that we will pick up. Cape Town's in a nice position. You might see that art directors might telecommute in more than traveling. I know I'm talking to one photographer already who's already starting to set up test shoots, but their AD stays in London and he shoots down here, and it's all done via Zoom just to test how it goes before season. But yeah, as Ryan says, a weak rand can sometimes help us.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to start using technology like Zoom to do a lot of these things, is that they don't need to be on set right there. It's you're gonna have less people working, and I still think that probably for the next 6 months we're gonna have some really strict rules still in place for these kind of things, that people will have to make plan somehow.
Yeah. 6 months, but the problem is, and you have it on some jobs where you work at these days anyway, where you on set and one of the key art directors who's supposed to be, and this normally happens a lot with still shoots, he's not on set, so you're actually communicating with them already online. Is often, I'm not saying that it's not going to happen more, it definitely is going to happen more, but it's a really big problem when you do that already these days, because you know what it's like, you can communicate with someone, now you have to go back, find out the answer from someone who's not there on set. It becomes a bit of a problem, but I'd rather have work and not have that person there than the latter,
Yes, for sure. So you guys did quite a big campaign in December for quite a big brand from the UK, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Really cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that was really cool. I mean, it was an insurance company. A lot of people are going, is it the new RoboCop movie? I wish it was. It wasn't. But working with that suit, it was nostalgic enough. I mean, I remember watching RoboCop as a kid. Yes. I did try and watch that movie again while I was on that job. It's a bit hard watching an old movie again. That standard kind of drops. There's one of the photos there. But that guy himself, the guy that actually acted as RoboCop in that suit.
So that was the actual RoboCop and the actual suit from the movie.
No, so the actor that acted as this, he's actually been in movies like Predator. He was Jason Voorhees in the horror movies. He was the new Swamp Thing in the new Swamp Thing series. He is not the actual original actor, obviously. That's his name, Jerry something. 1980s actor, yeah. But yeah, he was really great and a really nice guy. The guys who made the suit, they did Captain America's suit, they did the Mandalorian that just came out. The lady that was part of it helped build Baby Yoda. So whoever the fans are of you, it's but yeah, it was a really good experience to work with especially the live suit. There were 2 characters that were CGI'd, obviously. That's always an interesting experience because you don't actually, you're taking them behind the scenes, but there's no one there. The actors are there. Recent people are like, shoot the main actor. The main actor is the CGI'd character. Obviously with RoboCop because they create the suit. But it was awesome. It was really awesome.
Okay.
I mean, it's 3 adverts in one shoot, essentially. I mean, RoboCop, as Ryan said, is the big one we've been punting because it was the easiest one for us to punt and people can relate to it. But in 7 days, there's actually 3 TV adverts created, and they went live in the UK, I think, 2-3 weeks ago. So that's why we're now able to share the content. But yeah, probably a commercial in this country this year.
Is the commercial coming to South Africa as well?
It probably won't. No, it's a local UK ad. You won't really see it. I don't believe it will. I mean, not unless the insurance company itself comes down to South Africa. But with the way things are going, maybe Direct Line Insurance comes to South Africa because of our other insurance companies going under. So who knows? But I mean, yeah, it's not going to be available. If you do want to check it out, I would just YouTube Direct Line RoboCop, or you'll find it. There's no way you won't find it.
And have they put together behind the scenes video of your footage yet or not?
They have done one thing so far, but it's not. It's more of the in-house video. They're not. When it comes to behind the scenes, most of the stuff we do is normally for in-house. They do use some of the imagery for social use and social media use. But yeah, once again, I would have to get permission first for the actual in-house video, as that is something that would be shared. Yeah.
And have you put together, because obviously you still have the footage as well, have you put together something on your side?
Look, with that specific ad itself, there were so many restrictions with what you could and couldn't do, because there's 3 different studios that own the rights to these characters. So in order for me to do something, I would have to jump through hoops with the likes of Hollywood, not just some client overseas. So yeah, it's not been so easy, but like I said, the only thing I can share at the moment is the still imagery.
I mean, we might put together a bit of a season-long show reel, and there might be a couple of clips in it, but we can't actually do a BTS video of that one shoot. As Ryan said, there's too much copyright and intellectual property involved.
Okay. So Dan shoots on Fuji cameras. What do you shoot on?
I shoot on the Sony A7R Mark III.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a very big game changer, that camera.
And before Sony, what were you shooting before Sony?
I had a Canon, the Mark III. I was going to go into the Mark IV, and then I made the switch to Sony because of the video aspect being, I think, a lot better personally. Bit of a hard jump being with Canon for the last good 8 years, but yeah.
That's the same thing when I moved from Nikon to Fuji. Huge jump.
Yeah, but anything that doesn't leak oil is better than Nikon.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that. I messaged Ryan last night. I was actually looking through some of my 7-year-old images, and I actually realized how much I enjoyed my D3 at the time. But yeah, Fuji for me. Once you go to mirrorless, you don't go back. That's for sure.
Yeah, and with the new Canon mirrorless cameras coming out, you don't wish that you stuck with Canon?
Nah. I think the way Sony's already gone out with the Mark IV of this new my new decision to go with Sony. It was a bit complicated, the whole menu, learning the menu and things like that. With Sony, I do believe Canon was a lot easier. But Sony made PlayStation, so it's if anyone from Sony is listening to this, just remember what I said. But yeah, I mean,
Sony made PlayStation.
But you get what I'm saying. It's they are, with what they're doing with that, the whole gaming platform and that kind of thing. They're starting to reiterate that into their cameras. The easy usage of things, the touch and go. It's gonna eventually, you're not gonna need to know how to use a camera to actually use the camera. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, a lot of people are really in that scheme. They don't think they know how to use a camera to use one.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, I definitely. I mean, D. I mean, we've been talking about this for almost a decade. I mean, I came from a film background, And there you had to learn pretty quickly. So I think the fundamentals are going to stay the same. And the guys who know the fundamentals will be able to get the better results out of these point and shoot play as you go, or whatever PlayStation cameras Ryan's just described. I don't think.
Well, no, PlayStation camera would be awesome, but no.
PlayStation camera would be awesome, but I think you need to know the fundamentals.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. I mean, I've still got film cameras, but anyway, that's just me. I'm an old toppy.
So what's on the cards for BTS South Africa once this whole thing is over? What will be the ideal scenario?
Well, hopefully it's not selling T-shirts on the main road, but yeah, I mean, we've done so well. I think we set our goals quite high, and we didn't expect to reach what we did. I'm very proud of myself and Dan, obviously, for getting there. Going forward, we can do nothing wrong by doing what we've been doing already. And if we carry on doing that, I think we'll be hundreds.
I think we have to understand. I mean, Ryan and I set out the goal of almost create a niche, and we said it's going to be about developing relationships, and that definitely paid off for us. I don't think we should underestimate the amount of hard work we've both put in, not in the last year, but before that. And, it's answering the phone calls and helping guys out. And I think that's what we pride ourselves on. We literally have just helped people out. Lastminute.com delivered what we said we were going to deliver and a bit more. And, I think the next season or two is going to be super positive. We smashed our goals this year. We were absolutely going to blow them out of the water if the season had continued. That was for sure. But we can be proud of what we did the last year. Definitely.
Yeah. And Dan, on your front, in terms of your other stuff that you're doing, your boxing, and
yeah, I think boxing obviously is in the same boat. I mean, I'm still talking to the guys. Been around the boxing scene probably 3 years now. And that doesn't change. Again, it's almost a version of BTS there, because I'm in the corner with the guys, photographing the whole day. So that for me is a passion project. BTS South Africa is the career. So I'm a boxing fan. I enjoy being involved with boxing. I do it for love. So boxing doesn't change, but I think my next big thing is going to be the jump to video. As Ryan alluded to earlier, I got thrown in at the deep end towards the end of the season. And came out of it and actually realized I could shoot video. Ryan also learned a few lessons on that shoot. He had a couple of interesting interviews he had to do. But again, I think the video for me is my next big thing, and taking the next 6 months to really hone those skills before we go into the season again.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can I just say, I mean, just on one of the things we do get to do, and it's kudos to Ryan. Ryan got thrown in the deep end a bit as well this year. We suddenly got told to do a couple of interviews, and Ryan had the challenge of interviewing 3 deaf people for a BTS. And I think that almost showed us the versatility that we've got inbuilt. And kudos. It's one of those things of, can you do an interview for us? Yes, please. Who am I interviewing? This deaf mum and dad and child who's the star of a TV commercial. Yeah. And it's like, all right, how do we make this work? And those are the things that you talk about building on next year. Those are challenges we faced, and I think we can lean on for next year, and people know we can deliver now.
So with that, did they have an interpreter that interpreted the voice for the video, or?
Yeah, they had exactly that. So I would say something to the interpreter, and then she'd sign it to the actor or actress, or to the child actor. And yeah, it was very difficult, because it's when it comes to behind the scenes, it's also one of the last thought about things when it comes to a lot of these campaigns, because people try and think, okay, we need the money for the actual campaign, which is completely understandable. But you also get briefed quite last minute. So as long as you can maintain working under pressure, I think you can handle any brief. And that was definitely a challenge for me. But yeah, we did it, So again, like I said, I couldn't be prouder of both of us. And yeah, it's unfortunate that we're in lockdown and we're all sitting in like 3 different rooms and we can't do this chat for real over a couple of beers. But
it would be more for a couple.
Yeah, I mean, someone would probably stop recording the video after a certain amount of time if we were out drinking. So this is maybe better. I was going to suggest if it was okay if I had a beer in my hand during this interview, but then I thought, no, let's be professional.
But I think Ryan again's hit on a key thing. I think Ryan and I both come with like 15, 20 years of experience across various forms. And BTS, you need to be prepared for everything. And we realized that a lot this year. Literally rocking up on set with one brief in your hand, and within 2 seconds of meeting the art director, the brief has totally gone out the window, and you've got 3 other briefs and 2 people telling you totally different things. So, and also just being in the background. I think that's been our big thing, is understanding, making sure you don't get shouted at too much. Just that professionalism.
We're both over 6 foot, so it's a bit hard not to stick out.
But you look a lot shorter than what Dan is.
Yeah, it's just this camera, it decreases like 10 centimeters.
That's why you look so slim.
I've actually got an Instagram filter on.
Well, apparently Zoom has got a beautify function as well.
That'll be right still.
I think for our next interview, we will definitely take that approach. Dan will look really, really good as a 16-year-old boy.
No, you don't want to see me as a 16-year-old. I used to serve garlic bread with my face that had that many zits on it.
Oh, Jesus. I hope this thing isn't live.
Yeah, it is.
There's no editing involved.
No.
So for those of you that are watching, we apologize, but this is our sense of humor that gets us going.
And also apologies to Mr. Warren Baines, who actually introduced us at the Bronx one night. And kick-started this whole thing.
He introduced us to each other, and from there, a great relationship of love and hate has grown. I mean, there's been ups, there's been downs, there's been nudity involved. I mean, but we seem to be maintaining, and it's been a while since I actually seen Dan's face, so it's nice to see him again. I mean, we chat almost every day, but to not see each other, it's just that's another thing. We try to touch base.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing. I mean, we're both kind of like different ends of Cape Town. And we met on set. So, I mean, Ryan was shooting BTS videos, I was shooting BTS stills. And we both shot exactly the same way. We edited the same way, so it was like a logical step that we were going to do this, but we don't get to see each other too much because we're typically on WhatsApp the whole day. My wife does say that I talk to Ryan more than her, and I live in the same house as her. But it's one of those things. It's rock and roll now. We're making it work and looking forward to 2020, 2021, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully spend more time together on set. That's a ridiculous thing. We're in this together. We're actually on set twice together this year. We're typically all over the place, and that's also a bit of fun and games. It's actually nice to spend time on set together.
Yeah. Tell me, just out of interest sake, what do you guys think of all these conspiracy theories going around for 5G that's bringing this coronavirus and all those kind of things?
Yeah, look, I mean, I used to be really into conspiracy theories and shit like that, but someone told me, I read it somewhere, that if it doesn't bother you for 5 minutes, doesn't bother you for 5 minutes, 5 years, it shouldn't bother you for 5 minutes or some crap like that, So when I read this stuff and I go, it actually just adds to the negativity. And I need, we all need to be positive right now. I mean, Dan's probably got like a whole layout in his room of the conspiracy theories, and I could be wrong, but
I mean, I've actually taken the same approach. I mean, I've gone not so much positivity, I've gone more the optimism route. I actually think it's going to be good. In a way, it's going to actually give us a bit of a reset. And I've actually turned off things like news channels, by and large Facebook. I'm just going, okay, what can we focus on? So I'm busy rebuilding our website. Ryan's putting together a load of content for it. So For me, I'm kind of going, use the opportunity to actually have a bit of downtime and look forward. Conspiracy theories actually do nobody any good whatsoever because nothing can be proven, but rather focus on what you can control. And right now, that's making sure that when we hit the ground running in 2021, that our brand's stronger than ever, our skills are sharper than ever. That's all we can do, really.
The is to read the comments on the post from everybody and their dog, and if you quickly want to gauge what the average IQ level of the South African or the worldwide population is, just read the comments on something like News 24 or one of these.
Yeah,
I think that's why I've turned it off, because it doesn't add any, it just takes brain cells away from me. I'd much rather use a minute of my day thinking about how I'm going to come out of this better than worrying about Blicky Van Blik or wondering what Trump's muttered now. I mean, how many memes have we seen of Trump doing Zoomers at the minute? I mean, thank goodness we've got Cyril. So my advice has been to friends, be optimistic, take the time to learn new skills, sharpen your skills, and come out of it stronger. We're all going to need to be. So I ignore it all, to be honest. I actually start blocking friends when they start sending too much crap.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I also unfollow these pages and unfollow people that post a lot of this crap. And then somebody comments, one of my other friends comments on one of their posts again, and I see it anyway. So then it's a terrible spiral.
The easiest thing, you go to Chrome and go block website. That's how you do it.
I mean, I think this is also why day drinking started. Just saying, right? If you don't want to look at it, if you don't want to look at it, just get a beer and then look at it again, or so forth.
The problem is our beers are going to run out very quickly, and then we're going to be screwed.
Yeah. Well, one thing about South Africans is we are creative, so we could pretty much make booze out of anything that we have in our fridge if we really wanted to.
Yeah. So, have you seen how many posts have gone around on the internet of how to make alcohol at home? It's crazy.
It's not that hard, and I'll tell you, I did make when I was in my younger teenage years, we made pineapple beer, and yes, that stuff. It's very acidic and it's very sweet, but it smashes.
Yeah. So you guys were responsible for Malibu then?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm responsible for a lot of things, Dan.
Oh God.
You might get something that will kick you to heaven and come, but it's not necessarily going to taste that fantastic. But I do say pineapple beer does taste good.
Yeah.
Really? I'll leave that one for you boys. I'm quite happy with my box wine of Robertson Winery at the minute. I think that's as low as I'm going to go.
Pineapple beer is very easy to make. You take
apparently so.
You cut it up, you pour a cup of sugar over it and a packet of yeast and some water, and you let it sit for a day and a half. And there you go.
Well, maybe that's our next BTS project.
Yeah. But Dewald, you must have, if in the future, you should have the recipe pop up onto the screen when you say things like that. I think it would be very handy.
You can put it.
I think your viewers would appreciate it.
You can put it in the comments, yeah. And BTS South Africa suggests pineapple beer. Here's a recipe by Dewald.
Yeah. I could just imagine all the American assistant directors now drinking BTS branded pineapple beer. That actually could be quite good marketing for you.
You know what? It might be something we have to look into.
Well, at this stage, alcohol is going to make you the most money. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I've always wanted to be a bootlegger as well. And, I live my dream of being a hillbilly making beer out of my bathtub. Doesn't seem like it's that impossible anymore.
And moonshine.
Yeah, exactly.
And moonshine, you can go buy packets of popcorn and use that.
Okay, yeah.
I've got a 5-year-old. They wouldn't last 2 seconds in my house.
What, the alcohol or the popcorn?
Both. The alcohol for me and the popcorn for him.
Oh. Cool.
Right.
All right. Is there anything else you guys feel that we need to know about? And
is anyone still watching, or have they all got bored of us rambling aimlessly?
See, there's 2 people watching. I don't know if they're actively watching or they just got it on.
And
maybe
it's like, They're busy making pineapple beer, bro.
Anyway.
But that was cool. Thank you, Dewalt. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. No.
Maybe we should have a more serious conversation. No,
We
actually,
haven't had one in a
I'll
year.
take that back. No, we don't do serious conversations. Sorry.
Well,
We haven't had a serious conversation ever.
Yeah.
well, something that's a bit more fun.
Yeah, thanks, bro. No, I
Absolutely.
do appreciate it. I think it was good to actually be productive and kill some time. And see some other people for a change.
Yes. Yeah, we've phones, and now at least we've seen the face, put a face to the names.
It's actually quite nice to wear corporate clothing for a change.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I can get back to my pajamas tomorrow.
I suppose I have to put pants on after this, though, which is, you know.
Fisher, that's optional.
Oh, dear. Thanks, for it. Appreciate it, guys.
Cool.
Thanks.
Cheers, Steve.
Have a evening.
Take it easy. Cheers, brother.
Bye.
Bye bye.